yeah, let me introduce myself and let's get into the course. I hope and I know you are gonna learn a lot about digital marketing and how to apply it in real business today. I opened my own company, was the Vox Populi, that was sold to Novicel, Danish group, and I've been working for many companies, especially doing digital marketing strategies. So what you are learning today, or what we are going to see today, is what is really happening in big corporations. So it's not just theory; it's really techniques, tools, and methodologies that we are being applied to different companies nowadays. And of course, I'm a really good friend of Dr. Janos, and I'm also a teacher for his school. So let's get into it. What we are gonna see today, right? We are gonna see like how digital marketing helps you to generate more business. Then we'll see a hands-on and live demo of building a landing page. You will see what I mean by that. And we'll do it in minutes. So you will see that it's really practical and straight to the point. We'll see what is Google Ads. You might know what is Google Ads, but we will be actually doing a Google Ads campaign. So you will see that a Google Ads campaign is not that complex to do. And we'll be watching in a practical demo how to build these ads, how to build these campaigns with a perfect segmentation. We will be also checking SEO, or what it means, search engine optimization, in order to bring organic traffic to your website. Organic means free, well, kind of free, because there's the paid traffic that is mostly paying to Google or to Bing or to any other company. And there is this organic traffic that is, by doing some techniques, you will be attracting traffic to your website, to your business, organically and without paying to Google or Bing or Yahoo. And at the end, we will be checking how to, because it sometimes happens that, okay, you are bringing traffic to your website, to your business, but then they are not buying, they are not registering to the event, they are not downloading this white paper. So at that part of the sales funnel, we'll be checking how to optimize this conversion rate. Okay, how to make those people that are coming to my website, how to make them buy, download something, click on a button. So I think this agenda will be facing all the steps of digital marketing basics. So beforehand, I would like to do a quick poll for understanding what is your interaction, your current interaction with digital marketing. So,
all right, so I will just launch one poll and you will be able to see it on your screen. Just in case if anybody is having difficulties in accessing the poll, you can just write your answer on the chat box. I'll just read out the options for you guys. So I'll just launch this poll. The poll has already been launched, and you can see that the question is, who is doing digital marketing efforts in your company? So we have 4 options in which you have to at least give us one. So the first one is our marketing department. The second one is we have an external agency for digital marketing activities. Number 3 is we don't do any digital marketing in the company. And the 4th option, that will be your last option, is I am not working in a company, I am an entrepreneur or a student. So here you go, you just have to choose an option and submit the poll. So I'll just end the poll at 9:17. So I believe you still have 2 more minutes to watch your answer, or you can also write it down in the chat box. As I mentioned earlier, if you're having some issues and your poll has not been shown on your screen, let me write out the questions and the options for you to write it down your option in the chat. So the question you can see on the screen is, who is doing digital marketing efforts in your company? So you have 4 options, out of which you have to choose at least one. So the first one is our marketing department. The second one is we have an external agency for digital marketing activities. Number third one is we don't do any digital marketing in my company. And the fourth one is I'm not working in a company, I'm an entrepreneur or a student. So go ahead, either write it down or select your option. One more minute before I end the poll.
I see a lot of potential to offer techniques and even services about digital marketing. So it's really good because there are different answers and we'll be checking the results. But the good point is that, you know, sometimes at these polls, there might be just one answer that everyone is clicking, but this time we have results from the different options. So that make this class really a diverse class. So nice.
Totally agree with you. So I'll just end the poll. So you can see the results. I think I'll just share the results with everyone. So Professor, you can just read out the results if you would like, or you want me to do the honor?
You please do it.
All right. So we have 18 votes, that is 45% agreeing on our marketing department, whereas only 1 vote goes for we have an external agency for digital marketing activities. 14 means out of you, or like 35%, has said that we don't do any digital marketing in my company. Whereas 7 of you are not working in the company, they are either entrepreneur or students. So we have quite diverse, you know, answers for that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe you would like to say something, or do you want me to launch 2 more questions?
No, what I wanted to say is that even if you have a marketing department, you might be, maybe you are a manager or you are the manager of other department, or you just work in other department. I just wanted to say that this webinar that we are gonna be experiencing is really helpful, even though you are not in that department, because it helps you to know how to talk to marketing people, how to talk to people like me in our language. So I think it will be helpful anyways, yeah.
All right, so I believe I'll just launch 2 more questions, Professor Alberto, if you allow.
Yes, please.
Okay, the next question I will be launching will be actually multiple choice question answers, so you can choose more than one. So I don't have to repeat myself. If you have any issues, please write the answer in the chat box. Here is your question, everyone can see. The question is, what have you found to be the most effective form of doing digital marketing in your business? I repeat the question. What have you found to be the most effective form of doing digital marketing in your business? So the options are CEO and organic traffic. The second one is blogging and content marketing. The third one is CRO. The fourth one is email marketing or video marketing, social media engagement, pay per click, social media, paid ad, networking events, or other. Others you can specify in the chat box what all methods are you using. We will happy to actually consider those options as well, and Professor Alberto can give his opinion as well.
Mm. Yeah, it's there's a wide range of tools that you see in front of you, and that gives us a sense of what you are doing right now, so we can go in detail with other techniques. So that's really helpful, and also really interesting that I'm seeing, because I'm seeing the results in real time, there is a couple of things that I'm happy that not many people are clicking, because it's great, because we will see that within this webinar today. So you will be learning new techniques for doing digital marketing. Cool.
All right, so let me repeat one more time the question, and you have 1 more minute to do so. What have you found to be the most effective form of doing digital marketing for your business? There are multiple options. If you have any other, you can write it down in the chat box. I repeat myself for those of you who are having some issues that you cannot see poll, you can write your answer in the chat box. If you can do so, please write it, select the option you would like to do it. So the first one is SEO and organic traffic, blogging and content marketing, CRO, email marketing, video marketing, social media engagement, pay-per-click, social media paid ads, networking events, and others. So you have a few more seconds, and then I'll just end the poll, and then we'll just go through with the results.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, Miss Umama Maksud is writing social media engagement. All right, so we have one more vote towards that one.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just end the poll. Time's up. So I'll just share the results with everyone so that they can see. So we have some quite interesting results. The social media engagement is actually running, and adding Umama's vote, we will be having actually 73% instead of 72%. Then afterwards, we have SEO and organic traffic, that is 26%. Blogging and content marketing, we have 23%. CRO, only 3%. Email marketing, 21%. Video marketing, 33%. Pay-per-click will be 5%. Social media paid ad will be 38%. Networking events will be 33%. Others will only have 1, so that is 3%. So the highest, yeah.
You know, Marian, I'm really happy for these results, because that means that there is a lot, there's a big room for checking new stuff in this webinar. So yeah, really happy about that.
So let me go with the last, before proceeding further. This polling is just basically to know what all techniques you're using to make, like session more interesting ahead. So this will be your last poll. So I'll just launch it. We'll only give you 2 more minutes for that one. So I believe as 25 will just end the poll. So your question is your company changing digital effects after COVID situation? So the option is no, still the same. Yes, we have increased digital marketing efforts. Yes, we have decreased digital marketing efforts, and we are now discussing about it. So let's see.
That's a nice question, because I believe, like in most of your companies, even if you are not doing anything new, at least you have had this discussion internally, like should we do something? Because that's another decision. Sometimes doing nothing is also a part of the decision-taking methodology, but you have to think it before. If you don't do anything, it's because you thought about it, you analyzed the situation, and you decided like not to do anything. But in this moment, in this situation, when everything is changing, it's really interesting to sit with your team and see what can your business do in order to beat competitors. So something to reflect about it.
So we have one more, okay, the time's up. So yeah. I'll just end the poll. I'll share the results. So you can see that we have 60% said that, yes, we have increased digital marketing efforts. Out of 0, like no votes goes to yes, we have decreased digital marketing efforts, whereas 23% are like no, still the same, and whereas 17% are you like we are now discussing about it.
Cool, perfect. So this makes this webinar even more relevant. So let's go through it. Let's go into the class. Let's see new techniques that you can learn. Let me close this window. Okay, so how digital marketing could make you generate more business? Because we are gonna talk about business, okay? How digital marketing can help your business. But beforehand, just a quick introduction about what is digital marketing. Simple definition, like it's achieving your marketing goals through digital technologies. So it's as simple as that, like doing marketing, achieving marketing goals thanks to digital technologies. And just to compare with traditional marketing, as you can see in the icons of traditional marketing is about doing ads in newspapers or TV ads or being on the radio. You know, this kind of marketing that used to be done before, that I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm not killing traditional marketing. I'm just saying that there are two kinds of marketing, and we have to see for our business what is the best option. So digital marketing is about doing social media, about email marketing, about CRO, SEO, SEM, or PPC. That are methodologies that we are going to see within these 2 hours. So just to clarify that, well, I don't know if it happens to you, but I'm sometimes overwhelmed of so many tools, so many digital tools. So you can see in this slide, like how many digital tools are happening and are building up year after year. So the thing is, technology is there. You just have to find out which is the right technology for your company. You know, not because you have more social media channels, you have to enroll all of them. Not because there are other email marketing platforms, you have to check them all. You just have to find the right ecosystem, like the right digital ecosystem for your company. So yes, for you to have that in mind, just to be clear that find the right technologies for your company. So what is digital marketing? Digital marketing, as I said, is, and if we compare it with the traditional, is about doing all these methodologies, all these working areas that are within this digital world, right? Like, as I said before, like, let's achieve marketing goals, like, for example, increase brand awareness, increase or improve your online brand reputation, or increase the number of leads or prospects that are asking information or requiring information about your company, your B2B company or your B2C company. So in the end is how to achieve marketing goals thanks to digital techniques. We are gonna see a few of them in these 2 hours. Why is important to know about digital marketing? It's because, well, the consumer has changed. As we were talking about the COVID situation, like consumer, like even old people have been using smartphones for doing Zoom video conferences, or there are people that have been buying online for the first time. So we see a new consumer. So even before COVID situation, we saw a consumer that is more and more digital, but right now, consumer is more digital than ever. So if people are there, we as company people have to be there. We have to apply digital marketing techniques in order to reach this new consumer. So let me go briefly into what are the benefits of digital, and then we'll move on into hands-on techniques of doing digital marketing. Just quickly, like, because if you are here, I understand that you appreciate and you know why it's important to do digital marketing. But the good point is that now you can compete with any competitor in the world, because just by having a website, if you sell like a digital product or whatever, or if you want to get exposure or brand awareness, now with a website, you can get it all over the world. 20 years ago, that was kind of more difficult because you had to run TV ads or radio ads all over the world. That would be really expensive and actually quite difficult. So it could reduce cost because doing digital marketing is cheaper at some point. We have to compare different techniques, but in general, we could say that it's cheaper than traditional. It's simple to measure, so everything is measured. Even in real time, we can check in Google Analytics, that is the platform to check the visits of your website, what is happening in real time. So that's really good about digital marketing. These real-time results, as I said, is good because you can adjust your strategy, your communication, also in real time. Imagine that it's Black Friday, and then you, you bet a lot of money in ads in order to get traffic to your website. But okay, that's just a 24 hours campaign because Black Friday is one day, right? So you could see your real-time results and then adjust the picture, the text you put in the bottom of your websites. So that's the point. You could adjust in real time also as you are checking the results in real time. Of course, you can develop your brand. Like, thanks to social media, you could make your brand having a presence. Years ago, in order to make a brand have some personality, you had to invest a lot of money and time and content. But nowadays, with social media or a website, you can make others to feel what is your company about. Of course, getting more exposure and even get viral if people are sharing the content or your website in different social media channels. Another point that we are going to check later on is related to inbound marketing. I don't know if you are familiar with this term, but it's like trying to be not intrusive. What do I mean by that? If you generate, imagine you have a website about, a hotel website. So you would like to get traffic to your website, right? You could make some ads, or you could do SEO, or you could do, for example, you could have a blog in which you are writing nice articles in order to make people to find what is your hotel about. So you could write about the top 10 coffee shops in your city or in the city where the hotel is. So you are generating interest on the internet about certain topics in order to bring traffic to your business, to your website. But that's in a non-intrusive way. So, and of course, greater engagement thanks to social media channels, or even your website, or just digital world brought us two-way communication between brands and customers. That didn't happen that much before. Like years ago, it was more into one-way communication, like brands communicating to customers, but not the other way around. So let's check just a really quick video about what is digital marketing.
Digital marketing is the promotion of products or brands via electronic media. By using digital marketing channels and methods, you can analyze your marketing campaigns to understand what is working and what isn't, typically in real time. While the internet is the channel most closely associated with digital marketing, other channels are important. Digital media is everywhere. Consumers can access information wherever, whenever, and however they want it, and they are no longer influenced by just what you say about your brand. In fact, consumers are more likely to be influenced by what others say about your brand. The reality is that people prefer brands that they can trust. companies that know them, communications that are personalized and relevant, and offers that are tailored to their anticipated needs and preferences. Digital marketing can help you deliver all that, but there are three main challenges to overcome. The proliferation of digital channels. Consumers use multiple channels and a variety of digital devices with different protocols, specifications, and interfaces. This makes it hard to manage digital marketing efforts. Competition is intensifying. That's because digital channels are relatively cost-effective compared with traditional media, such as print, making them within reach of practically every business. Exploding data volumes. When consumers use digital channels, they leave behind a huge trail of data. Unfortunately, digital data is often not integrated with data from operations and business activities. As a result, many businesses struggle to find the right data for making the best strategic and tactical decisions. Given these challenges, what does it take to get digital marketing right? It comes down to three actions. Managing complex customer relationships across channels, both digital and traditional. Responding to and initiating dynamic customer interactions, and extracting value from big data to make better decisions faster. Knowing your customers is not enough. You must know them better than anybody else so you can communicate with them where, when, and how they are most receptive to your message. To do that successfully, you need a consolidated view of customer preferences and expectations across all channels, not just digital. With this information, you can create consistent, coordinated customer experiences that will move customers along in their buying cycle. The speed and immediacy of digital, combined with the power of advanced analytics, make it possible to measure, monitor, and test campaign performance on the fly to learn what works and doesn't work. This helps you improve the customer experience and marketing ROI. Too often, marketers can't access or make use of all the data necessary to get the best insights. They are often limited to data subsets or samples, which compromises analytic accuracy. To make the best decisions, you need access to all customer data and marketing data to deliver more real-time, complete customer experiences in an agile, cost-efficient way.
Within digital marketing, we'll see this inbound technique. What do we mean by inbound? Inbound, it's all about attracting traffic. So instead of interrupting users all over the internet, what we are gonna try to do is making people to go to your website or to your main digital assets by attracting them, okay? Because you are generating a nice content, because you are generating nice videos, because everything that you are doing in the digital world is interesting and is relevant for your target group. So that makes inbound to attract people to your websites. Why do I say the website? Because in the end, it's the main digital asset of your company. Your website is how your company is represented in the digital world. For sure, you have social media channels, but those social media channels are owned by the social media companies. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we have, for example, a big community in Facebook, and we believe those followers are my followers. Okay, yeah, they are your followers. But what happened if Facebook changed the algorithm, as it happened a few years ago? There were so many people that were doing business thanks to Facebook, but Facebook decided to change the algorithm. So when fan pages or companies that have a fan page with a lot of followers, when they were posting something in their Facebook page, they weren't getting as much engagement as before. Why? Because Facebook changed the algorithm in order to make companies to start paying Facebook ads. Because in the end, Facebook is just another advertising company. You know, we could say it's a social media network. Okay, it is. But the way they are doing business is by doing advertising, and by, of course, about selling data as well. But that's the point. Like, Facebook owns your fan page, Instagram as well. Actually, Instagram is a Facebook company. So what I mean by that is like try to make the website your main digital asset. You could have social media networks, okay, but your website is yours, and all the control and the ownership of the website is totally yours. So take that in mind. So I was talking about inbound marketing. What is inbound marketing and how can it help me to generate more business? Okay, imagine that even for those of you that are working in B2B companies or industrial companies or any kind of construction company, even for all of those B2B companies, digital marketing is relevant and important. Why? Because maybe you are not selling online as a B2C company, a company that is selling shoes in a web page, so you can buy the shoes in the website. Maybe you are just having a company that is a consultancy company. What you do is selling services, right? So you don't really have an e-commerce page. You don't have a page where people are buying online your services. But what you could do is attract traffic to your website, okay? Try to make that traffic identified, because when people are going to your website, they are just unknown people. They are just visitors. Just when they are, for example, submitting a form or registering in a login page, is at that point where these unknown people or strangers that are now visitors because they are visiting my website, they start to be leads, because now I have their email address or their phone number. So at that point, we could start doing sales activities. So that's why I was talking about the B2B companies. In this sales funnel, you could start doing digital activities and at some point start doing traditional activities. In these B2B examples, I could start doing social media or having a blog or doing SEO in order to bring traffic to my website. Then once they are in my website, I invite them to register or to download a white paper or to enroll a webinar or whatever. So at that point, those strangers that are now visitors, now we know their name or their email address. And at that point, I could tell my sales team, okay, I have these 50 leads. I would like to call them up or to send an email and to start a more traditional sales process. So again, we could have all the steps in this funnel 100% digital, or we could combine digital activities with traditional activities. But in the end, this inbound marketing funnel, what shows us is that with some methodologies, with digital methodologies from people that are strangers all over the internet, they could end up being customers. So actually at the end of this webinar, we will be checking how to convert people, all those people that are visiting my website, how to convert them into leads. So how to identify them. Once we identify those leads, it's a sales process in order to close those deals, in order to make those leads to be customers. And of course, if you want to get recurring customers, you should delight your customers. So in order to do that, there are some digital methodologies like having feedbacks or doing social media listening in order to know what your customers want, in order to give them that thing that they want, in order to delight them and to make them promoters of your business. So that's inbound marketing funnel methodology. Now, let's stop for a few minutes and let's do a Kahoot quiz.
So you have 5 questions, everyone, and all of them are, I believe, true and false. So your first question is on the screen. You can see in traditional marketing, there is very little to no intention between the brand and the audience. Is it true or false? So the correct answer was actually true, out of which majority one of you got it right. Those are 21. So now let me see who is on highest. So we have Miss Hind on top, following by Dr. Rizk and Suraj. All right, let us see, it might get changed. So your question number 2 is real-time analytics are not very important when a company is looking for customer feedback. Is it true or false?
So the faster you answer, the more points you get, right, Maria?
Yeah, the fastest and the correct.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it has to be correct. That makes you be like really eager to click straight away, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. 31 of you got it right. That's a very huge number. So let me see who is on top. We have Miss Dr. Rizk on top now and Hind on second. So question number 3 is a multi-channel approach that leverages benefits of traditional and convenience of digital marketing will perform the best. Is it true or false? We have so much fast tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. Everyone wants to get more points.
It's like 1 second delay, but every answer.
That was really fast. Nice.
Wow, that's a good number actually. It's 33 and the answer was true. So we have Mr. Abdur Rahman. With every answer, we have a different winner. So the results will be quite interesting for us. So pop-up advertisements are a type of interruption marketing. Is it true or false? Okay, I think this one was a bit tricky maybe because only 12 of you got it right. It is false actually. So let us see the results. Still Mr. Abdur Rahman is on top with 4,427. So your last question will be, community building is one of the many ways of outbound marketing. So 21 of you got it right. That's a huge number as well. So now let us proceed with the winners. So we have Miss Iman on third. Second is different. And we have on top Mr. Abdur Rahman.
Cool. Congrats. There will be coming Kahoot questionnaires later on. So let's move on with the webinar, and let's see later on who is gonna be the final winner. So great. So let's see how to create a landing page in minutes. But before that, before I log into this Instapage tool that I will show you quite soon, let's see a bit of what is good for a website in order to be not just nice, but also functional, and a website that helps your business to generate more turnover. That is, in the end, the bottom line of a business. So what makes a good website? So there's something clear and neat, that is, it has to answer what you do, right? There are so many websites that you get into that website that you don't know what's going on. Like, what is this about? Like, what is this company about? Is this a digital marketing agency? It's a social media agency website? Or is this industrial company address for my industry? Or is this company located in my country or in my city? So you have to say straight away, you have to be clear and answer who you are, what you do, okay, and what is your business for. It has to resonate with your target audience. So it has to be appealing for your target audience. You have to think in who is your target. So at one point, you should forget about your PowerPoint presentations, your company, and start thinking what your target audience wants, what your target audience wants to see in your website, what your target audience would like to know about yourself, or to know what are the benefits that you offer that your competitors are not doing. So have that in mind. It has to communicate a compelling value proposition. As you see in this example of Stripe, it's really clear: payments for developers. That's a company that is, well, the services that they do is like they offer payment tools for e-commerce websites. It doesn't matter about the example. The point is that the value proposition is really clear: payment for developers. So you have to communicate it really clear. Otherwise, people might get lost. So at first impact of your visitor, it has to be clear what is your value proposition. Of course, it should be optimized for multiple devices. So that's something that nowadays should be done for sure. Like, your website should be well seen in mobile devices. Why? Because more and more people now they are using their mobile devices to check companies' websites. And not just because of that, even Google or any other network company, they are putting and pushing up those websites that are having a better experience in mobile devices. So take that in mind, like, your website should be optimized for any kind of device. And of course, you should include all those CTAs or call to actions that make the user go wherever you want the user to go. What do I mean by that? The users or the visitors of your company, they might be checking at the same time they are visiting your website. They might be checking WhatsApp in their mobile device, or they might be at a phone call at the same time, or they might be having 20 tabs in the Google Chrome or in the Safari searches. So the point is, you have to tell the visitor what to do. Okay, click here. For example, in this example, start your free month button. So tell the user what to do straight away, like click here, or download this white paper here, or register to this new coming event. So tell the user what to do. Otherwise, the user would get lost in your website. You should check as well, you should do this A/B testing. That means you should check what is working better in your website. Imagine that you work in a company in which You offer, for example, coffee to restaurants, hotels, and coffee shops. Is your target group more willing to buy premium coffee, or they usually buy like a lot of boxes of coffee? So whatever you would like to communicate, try to make it appealing, but you should check what is working better. What do I mean in this example of the coffee company? Imagine you place an image, you know, at your homepage, in which there are, you know, like raw material of the coffee, and you place that image for 2 weeks, and then you check the visitors if they are clicking where you wanted to for them to click, and after 2 weeks, what you do is changing the picture or even changing the text in order to know if those visitors are getting, well, it could be more sales, or it could be just getting more visits to certain pages. So the point is just continuously do like A/B testing. We will see that later on. Of course, it has to have a really nice design. Like there is no way nowadays to offer a poor design, because people are really people are consuming designing their, you know, at any kind of website, in social media. So people like and love cool design. So have that in mind for your websites. And of course, it has to create an immediate impact. So don't go around, just try to make an instant impact to your visitors. Okay, let's see a live demo Instapage. Let me okay, let me show you what is Instapage. I have to log in 1 second. Instapage is a tool for creating landing pages. Landing page is not a website. A website is a group of pages, right? You know, in your business website, there's the home page, the product page, the news page, the contact page. All those ones are specific pages. The overall is your website. So a website has a number of landing pages. But if you want to create one landing page, for example, for making people to register to an event, or you want to sell one certain product, right? So you have to create one landing page, a page that has a certain mission. Of course, your website is about communicating so many things, who you are, what you do, where you are, but the landing page has a certain and really a specific goal. So let me create a page. So just this exercise is just for you to see how easy and how fast is to create a landing page for, again, for, well, making people to register to a webinar, to buy a product, to show people your new opening of a new store or whatever. So landing Instapage, sorry, I'm not paid by Instapage. I just love the Instapage. I think it's the best tool for creating landing pages. The good point of Instapage is that it has already different templates. So you could start by a template and then start changing what is the content about. Actually, it has filters about what you want to do. Imagine that what you would like to do is, I don't know, you would like to promote a product. to be sold. So imagine that you check these templates. Let's check this one. Okay, we'll see this template and then we think we'll like it. So in this case, we just say, okay, let's use this layout. The tool asked me to, well, to put a name, so I am not confused with other landing pages. So let's say I'm gonna sell, for example, running shoes. Running shoes for summer, because I have a running shoes company. So that's just as an example. What I'm doing here is, okay, let's check my landing page and let's edit the design. So again, this tool helps us to create landing pages in minutes. With a landing page, the page is still loading. So with a landing page, I could start selling one product, doing a Google Ads campaign to bring traffic to this specific landing page and start generating business straight away. So what we are going to see today is running creating a landing page and then running a Google Ads campaign. So we could be generating business in a few hours. As you can see, I'm not going to go on with all the features of this tool, but it's quite intuitive. So if I do my mouse over, you could see that if I click here, I can change the image, you know, and put my logo here. I could relate it to a link to my proper website. I could be changing here the text. So these are the nicest running shoes for summer or whatever. So this is the point. I could remove this one. So this is really, really easy to use. The good point is that we were starting with a template. So just in question of minutes, I would be having this landing page. You know, I could say here like with the best materials, the nicest sole for running, and you can choose different colors or whatever. So this is just the template for you to be faster by doing digital marketing, faster by creating landing pages. So of course, these pictures are not relevant for this example of this running shoes company. So what I would do is just click edit here, and then I could use another image, you know, from my computer and uploading my running shoes pictures. So again, this is really, really easy. As you can see, there are just a few options over here in the left side. You just you can have like blocks to insert here, blocks of content. You can add headlines, paragraphs, a form. Imagine that I want to create a form. You know, you just place it wherever you want. Of course, I wouldn't place it here, but you could say, and you could run this form and make people, okay, if you are interested in the new, like the summer 2020 running shoes, the new collection, just write your name and your email, and we'll be sending you the shoes once we have them in our shops or whatever. So that's the point, creating a landing page that it should be appealing. So what we just saw in the slides, you have to communicate your value proposition. You have to make a direct impact. So the users, when they arrive to the landing page, they know what is your company about. And of course, if you see here, there is a clear call to action, primary CTA. So imagine that in this CTA, let's say I can edit here the text. So let's say new collection available. So if you want to make people understand what is the main thing you want to communicate, just put it in here in your main city, in your main button, that button that is generating traffic to a product page or to a payment page or whatever. So imagine that we are fine with our design and our content, and that's it. This Instapage tool let us just check how is my landing page, how it looks like in desktop devices. Okay, this is the form that I was just putting not really nicely, but also in mobile devices. So you could check how the website is going to look like in mobile devices, because as we said before, there are so many people checking websites nowadays thanks to mobile. So again, landing pages, important for you to generate business, to make people to buy a product, to ask for more information, to register to an event, to register to a webinar, to download a digital asset. Imagine that you are selling PowerPoint templates because you do really nice PowerPoint presentations, and you are selling online PowerPoint templates. So you could be having a landing page in which people could be paying for that. And by using Instapage, you can do it in just a few minutes. So that's what is, sorry, yeah, that's Instapage. So let me go again to my presentation.
Professor Alberto, if you don't mind,
yeah.
We have a couple of questions if you would like
Super.
to.
Of course.
So let me go with Mr. Wild question. He is asking, what is the difference between landing page and white page?
Okay, cool. That's a good question. And I have to make this really, really clear. A web page or a website, it's let's say it's a group of pages, right? Like for example, Nike.com, that's the entire website. But Nike.com /products/ running shoes for summer, you know, that's a certain page with a certain goal. For example, let me show you. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you. This is the company where I do collaborate, and so this is a website. Okay, a website with different pages. Cookies. So this is a website with different pages. A website where this company is talking about what they do. Okay. There's so much information here, but when we are running a Google Ads campaign, or when we want to promote a specific product or a specific event, we want people to be focused in our goal, that it might be selling that product or making people to register to that event. So imagine this company is selling services, digital marketing services. So in this page, what we try to see is like, okay, there's a form, there's a call to action, there's something that is making me trying to reach the visitor information. So it has a clear objective, a clear goal. It could be, again, selling services, selling a product, or whatever you want to achieve. But it's one page, one single page, as you see here. That's the That's a specific URL with a specific goal. That's the difference between a website and a landing page.
All right, so Mr. Amir Ghazi is asking, when can I create a landing page and when creating a website? So when he can create a landing page when he's creating a website?
Yeah, a website is needed for explaining what is your business about. Of course, it's difficult to explain what is your business in just one single page. Again, a website is a sum up of different pages, different landing pages. So it's really, really difficult to explain what you are, what are your services or products about, where are your offices, or how can you contact your company in just one single page. You need a website full of different pages, you know, a product page, a home page, a contact page. So when do we need another web page or website, and when do we need a landing page? So in a business, most of the times, I would say 100% of the time, we need a website in order to explain what we do. But when we have a certain goal, a really, really specific goal, we need a landing page. The landing page is that page that is talking just about one thing. And it should be that way, because then you get the full attention of the visitors in order to in order to convert into a lead, in order to buy that product, in order to buy that service, in order to enroll that event, in order to download that white paper. So that's the point. So once you have a specific goal to sell that product, to sell that service, then that's when you need a landing page. So if you are trying to sell products or whatever online by doing Google Ads, you shouldn't redirect traffic to your homepage, because that's gonna make the user be overwhelmed with so much information. If a user is, imagine in the hotel example, if a user is looking for hotel with swimming pool in Bahrain, and that's what the user is searching for in Google, if they see a link in the Google result page, it should go straight away to that landing page where you are talking about that room with swimming pool, right? That landing page that is talking about how to get a room in that hotel, in your hotel, and then you are talking about the swimming pool or whatever. Why? Because if you are talking about, yeah, this is my hotel about, and that's the events that we do in my hotel, so then you are making people to be a bit confused. So when you redirect traffic to a landing page, it has to have a really clear and specific goal.
All right, so what does A and B test refer to? This question is by Mr. Muhammad Salama.
Okay, cool. Let me check if we can see that in real time. Give me a second.
For those of you who are having questions regarding Kahoot, I believe we're going to take it or clarify those answers at the end of the session. So please stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, we are gonna see a Kahoot questionnaire soon. Let me, well, I wanted to do it in real time, but I think it's gonna be slow because it has to upload so much information. Well, what is an A/B testing? A/B testing, imagine that you are selling running shoes, okay? Again, because this is the example that I already used. I'm trying to sell this new collection, this new summer collection of running shoes. What I would like to do is to know what are the best pictures that I could put in my landing page in order to sell more running shoes. So what I do is running an A/B testing. That means, so 50% of the people that are visiting that landing page, they will see, for example, that at the top, there is a woman running, or yeah, for example, a woman running. And the other 50% of the visitors of that landing page, what they see is a picture of the shoe itself, a picture of the product. What you do is an experiment, and actually with Instapage, you could do that. It's included in their plan. So you have the same page, but there's just one single element that is changing. In this case, the picture. In the A example, in the A experiment is the woman running, and in the B experiment is the picture of the product. But within 2 weeks, you are running the two websites, the two landing pages at the same time, and you are gonna be analyzing which is the landing page that is getting more sales or more clicks or more whatever you want to check. And after 2 weeks, 2 weeks is just an example in order to get some data, you check the A landing page and the B landing page, and you see which is the one that is the winner, which is the one that is getting more sales, more clicks, or more whatever. If it's the one with the image of the product, then you run this landing page for longer time. Okay, so that's A/B testing. You just try to experiment what is better for your landing pages, because we don't know if by putting in the CTA or button, like click here for a 20% discount, or you could put in that text, click here before the summer starts. You don't know what's gonna work better. So what you do is this A/B testing. So the users, the visitors will tell you by the data that you are gathering, they will tell you what is the better text, the better image, or the better experiment you want to test.
And we'll just take one more question, and the remaining we're going to take at the end, because we have some questions. So we have one from Mr. Khalid. He's asking, after creating a landing page, how can I publish it and where in the internet?
Okay. Well, you might, I just showed you Instapage because it's really easy for doing single landing pages, but there are also content management system tools, like I'm sure you have heard about WordPress or Drupal or Umbraco. There are so many of them. So how do we publish it in order to be visible in the internet? If we use Instapage, for example, when I was, let me go again to it, so I will show you quite fast. We were, at this page, we saw the preview, like how the page is gonna look like. But I could be publishing this website. Sorry, this. Let me go to another, because this is a testing. This is a testing page. Is usually here. I just publish this experience, and then it will be published on the internet. And I will be, if you see this button over here, I will be just publishing this landing page. I could do it by a custom domain. That means if you already have a domain, you just publish it with your domain. So that's really good, because even if you already have a website built in other platform like WordPress, you could be having landing pages thanks to Instapage with your existing domain. Okay, so for example, if you have, I have here, you know, existing domains for other clients, but I could be choosing one of them and then test A or whatever, and I put just whatever I want here, and then I will be having, you know, a URL with tire.certifiedfirst.es/test. If I publish it, then it's done. It's on the internet. So I'm having this landing page published on the internet with this URL. Once you have that URL, you could start doing Google Ads in order to bring traffic to your website, to this specific landing page. So that's how we do it. Just by clicking on the publish button, and then it's done. So it's really, really easy. Of course, the first time it will take you a bit longer, but then it will be easier for the second time.
So your first question is, which of the following would be leveraging both social network and traditional marketing? So the options are already there. You just have to choose the correct options. All right. Yes, the correct answer for this one was B, an ad in a magazine which leads people to a website with free trial. So majority of you got it right. So let me see who are on top. So we have Mr. Weil on top, following by Mr. Darir and Ahmed Mumtaz and Umama and Michelle. So your question number 2 is, how can a company use the same material for both traditional and social network marketing? The correct answer for this one is actually C, utilizing a television ad campaign online as well as on their YouTube channels. So I believe 11 of you got it right, whereas the majority went for the D option. So we have Mr. Ahmed Mumtaz on top. Let us proceed. So your question number 3 is utilizing a television ad campaign online as well as on their YouTube channel. I believe this one was a bit tough one, because most of you got, only 9 of you got it right, whereas the majority, 1 of you got it with building brands. So Mr. Abdurrahman is actually now on top. The best way to promote a business with social media is. So the correct answer was offer a lot of helpful and free information to target market. 9 of you got it right. Whereas Mr. Sami is on top. You have 4 more questions to go. So which of the following is not a type of digital marketing activity? Yes, the correct answer is actually D, that is magazine advertisements. So we still have Mr. Sami on top. So your question number 6 is the process of marketing accomplished or facilitated via the use of internet technologies, example, web, email, intranet. Again, majority of you got it right. Again, Mr. Sami is on top. 2 more questions. So your question number 7 is, what is the most used testing method for improving conversion rate? Okay, so we have last, D was the correct one. Still we have Mr. Sami on top, so this will be your last question. Mm-hmm. So the last question is, one of the first uses of the internet and is still the most popular use, accounting for most of the traffic on internet. Majority of you got it right, email. So now let us see with the results. So on third, we have Mr. Weil. On second, we have Mr. Abdurrahman. We have Mr. Sami with her first one, sorry.
Cool. So the contest is not finished yet. So please, how digital marketing help us to generate business? You know, with how it's how to help us generate business thanks to different techniques, techniques that could be summed up and grouped in this inbound sales funnel that we saw before. We saw how to create a landing page. Now, how can we get traffic to that? You know, how, if you remember the funnel, how to create traffic by Google Ads. You know, I'm using Google because I could do Bing ads or Yahoo or whatever, but the point is Google is having the biggest market share in most of the countries. But if you ask me, like, if I should use Google to do ads in China or in Russia, I would say no. In Russia, they use Yandex, and they are using other platforms. And in China, Baidu is the leader. So Google is not even a competitor in there because it has a really low market share. But in the rest of the countries, Google is the king. So let's focus there on how to get traffic. And if we see this, the funnel that brings us customers, in the end is money, how to get traffic at the top of this funnel in order to later on to convert this traffic into more sales. So again, how to create a Google Ads campaign. First of all, what is online advertising? In the end, it's just getting, doing ads, doing advertising thanks to digital techniques. The point is that if sometimes you heard the term SEM or PPC, So SEM is search engine marketing, okay? That is doing advertising thanks to digital channels, as I said, like Google, Bing, or Yahoo. Or sometimes it's also called PPC, or pay per click, because what you do as a business, you are paying Google or Bing or Yahoo for each of the visitors that are clicking into your ads. That's why it's also called PPC, pay per click. So that's search engine marketing, that's SEM, that's PPC. In the end, everything is, again, the same. But I would like to say that, you know, from online advertising, we are going to focus in Google Ads or Google AdWords. As it used to be called Google AdWords, now it's called also Google Ads. As Google is the most used searcher, we are going to be focused on that, because again, you know, in just 2 hours or 2 hours and a half, we can just focus on a few tools. So how it works? First of all, I would like to say that there are two big kind of advertising in Google. There is the search part and the display network part. What is one and what is the other? So the search ads is when you are looking for something in Google, in the Google result page, and then you get these results, you know, with the links. So at the top of that page, you see sometimes some ads, right? Not every time, because there is not companies advertising for any kind of keyword, but at the top of the page, you see some ads. So that's search advertising. But what happens is that, imagine that you are looking for, for hotels in Bahrain, and then a hotel in Bahrain with VIP rooms with jacuzzi, for example. Okay, you might see some results in the Google result page. So those are hotels that are being that are doing advertising in the like search advertising. But imagine that once you are doing that search, you don't go to an advertising link, but you found in this Google result page a blog or a magazine that is talking about the best hotels in Bahrain, with the best views and with the best rooms or VIP areas or whatever. So that's an article from a blog or from a magazine or from a newspaper. But what happens is that sometimes what you see when you are checking a newspaper is that you see banners. That is like pictures or GIFs or videos that might be about a hotel, you know? So that's the other way of reaching people, not in the search result page of Google, not there, but also when they are surfing on the internet in certain pages. That's the display network kind of advertising. So that's more visual kind of advertising. So you could do one or the other, or both, okay? Maybe it's interesting for your business, not just when people are searching for certain keywords, but when people are surfing or navigating around certain websites. When you should go for the search or go for the display network? Well, if you are in a business, in an industry that has, in which people are searching for keywords related to your business, you should be in the search advertising. For example, in my previous example of summer running shoes, for sure in the previous in the coming months there are going to be people looking for that kind of product. So I would like my business or my product pages, my landing pages, to be when people are checking Google right at that point. But imagine that you work for a B2B company, an industrial company that sell really specific services that people don't usually look for them on Google. So you might not get some opportunities to reach people at the Google result page. But you know that in your B2B company that is related to, for example, nanotechnology, you know that if that are people checking scientific or nanotechnological blog or magazines or whatever. So instead of being in the Google result page, you would like to be with banners or videos when people are checking those websites. I will show you straight away in Google Ads how that looks like. But before that, I would like to talk about the keywords. When you are doing search advertising, you would like to be shown by certain keywords. But you could say, like, I just want to be appear by this, in this example, like just when people look for formal shoes. If there are people that are looking for other keywords, I don't want my ad to appear, because every time your ad appears and then people click on it, you are paying to Google. So you have to maximize your advertising investment, right? So you could say, like, just with people are looking for formal shoes, or you can make it more open or wider, if there are people looking for black formal shoes, I want my ad also to be appearing. Or, there are different ways of promoting your keywords. So it could be really, really restricted, or it could be in a wider concept. So you will be using like a square brackets or quotation marks. I will show you right away. But before that, let's see what a Google Ads or a Google AdWords, how Google AdWords is structured. Once you open a Google AdWords account, that is totally for free. So you could go to Google Ads and then opening an account. Of course, at a certain point, you will be asked for a credit card number, but unless you run a campaign and you publish it, you are not gonna pay until that point. So I would recommend you just to try it, to know how this platform looks like, that I'm gonna show you straight away. But just to tell you how it's structured, imagine that in this example, you have a clothes shop. So you open a Google Ads account that is about your business, that is this clothes shop company. But what happens that in a business, you have different business units, right? So in this example, you could be selling t-shirts or hats or shoes. So you would like to group your campaigns for the different business units. So you would be running a t-shirt campaign and then a hats campaign. Why? You would like to divide in different campaigns, because my ads should be shown, my t-shirt ads should be shown just to those people that are searching for t-shirts. I don't want my ad to be appearing, my t-shirt ad to be appearing when people are searching for shoes. No, when people are checking t-shirts. So that's how Google Ads is structured. So there is an account, different campaigns, and within a campaign, there are ad groups. In this example, you could have t-shirts that are blue or are diesel or stripy. So the different ad groups, if you, for example, have this blue t-shirts collection, you would like to have this this ad group about blue t-shirts, in which you have to define different keywords and different ads for that specific ad group. I think the best thing to check what is this about is by checking what is Google Ads about. So I have it ready for you. This is how Google Ads look like. Of course, as you can see, there are so many functionalities. It's really difficult, as I told you before, to explain you everything about digital marketing in a few hours. But I would like to show you how fast you could do a Google Ads campaign. So when people are checking for blue t-shirts or running shoes for summer, to be appearing in Google Ads straight away. Once you publish a Google Ads campaign, Google check it out, because there is like let's say like a improvement process, but it could be just a few hours, and then you will be having these ads running to bring your traffic in order to generate you business for your company. So again, campaigns. Let me run a campaign so you see how it looks like. I don't pretend you to know how to do Google Ads campaign all of a sudden, but at least I would like to show you an overview of what is Google Ads about, because sometimes you heard about Google Ads a lot, but how is creating a new campaign? So for example, everything starts by goals. If you remember at the beginning, it's like digital marketing is about achieving goals thanks to digital techniques. So imagine that what I want is just to get website traffic. So I choose that as a goal. That is a guide that Google makes in order to do this platform easier to use. And then you have the different type of campaigns in Google. I told you the two main ones that are search and display, but you also had shopping in order to be appearing in Google Shopping, and video, that in the end is YouTube, because YouTube is a Google company. And also the discovery kind of ads. But let's say that I just want to do search advertising. Imagine that my company is Nike.com. I wish to be the owner of Nike, but well, imagine that we are doing, of course, this is a test. I couldn't be running ads for Nike.com because I'm not the owner of the website, but for testing purposes, as I'm not gonna publish the campaign, I could be using that just for the example. So let's say that I'm gonna have a campaign that is running shoes for summer 2020. Okay, that's how I'm gonna name the campaign. And I just want to be appearing in the search network. Of course, Google will invite you to be appearing with different ads, because that's how they make business, right? About selling more and more ads. There are so many different parameters, but I'm gonna go just to the basic ones, so you will see how easy it is to get a campaign running. But let me just open this for a few seconds. You could define when to start a campaign and when to end the campaign in order to not spend money that you don't want to spend. Okay, the good point about Google Ads is that you could spend $50 or $100 or $1 million. But the point is that you are in total control of how much you want to spend. That's why I would suggest you to run a $50 campaign, so you get familiar with the tool and you get familiar with SEM or pay-per-click advertising. So again, I could set up that, but let's say I'm just gonna go for the basics. What is really good about digital marketing is that I could segment by country, by a specific country, by a specific cities. For example, as I'm in Barcelona, imagine that I would like to select Barcelona city, you know, so I want to click, I want to target Barcelona, or I would like just to exclude Barcelona. If I choose the segment Spain, but I would like to target all Spain except Barcelona, I could exclude it. So, or even nearby people. So imagine that I choose this one. So I previously chose Bahrain, but I could Bahrain country, or I could use Bahrain country and also Barcelona. This was just for the example, but I had here Bahrain because I set it up before. Let me do it again. Just by doing a search here, I could use the country of Bahrain. So Google tells me like how many potential people I could reach with this location segmentation. I could also segment by languages. By default, by choosing Bahrain, Google suggests me to use Arabic and English, but I could use just English or just Arabic, you know. There is also audiences that I could target if I want. For example, that's for, look, Google already suggests me a few audiences, people that are interested in running clothes or trainers or whatever. So that's something that Google suggests me to do. The good point also about Google Ads is that you have a lot of question marks that helps you understand the process of creating Google Ads. And also the overall process is really clear. We are right now in the first stage of 4 of them. So in 4 stages, in 4 steps, we will be running this Google Ads campaign. So, So we chose the location, we chose some audiences, but imagine, as I told you before, the good point of Google is that, well, I could tell, I just want to spend 10 euros per day or 1 euro. Of course, I'm not gonna get so many clicks and so much traffic, but I could even, well, you could put as many zeros as you want, but the good point is that you are in total control of how much you are spending. And Google also asks you like, what is the bidding strategy? Like, how do you want to focus on? Is it in conversions? Is it on clicks? So let's say, I'm just gonna put it on clicks. I'm not gonna go in detail with that, but just to let you know that there are different functionalities and different parameters to set up. Also extensions, I'm not gonna go into that. But once we select the campaign settings, what we do, this is uploading, what we do, as you remember from the slides, you have to do a Google ad, an ad group. No? What is my ad group about? And actually, Google suggests you different, keywords for my ads. So it's that smart that it's already suggesting me different keywords, because as I wrote that is the URL, the business website is Nike, is taking some keywords from there in order to suggest me a few keywords. So imagine that I would like to use Nike shoes for men on sale, gray Nike trainers, or whatever I want. That's something that I could be in total control. Once I'm writing, well, this is the ad group name that I could give in, imagine there's running shoes for men, This is just as an example again, I'm just putting just a few examples. So the good point here, as this is a account just for trial purposes, there is no a bank account related. So imagine that you would like to know how the ad is going to look like. So here at the right hand side, you see how it's going to look like. So this is the URL that I said at the beginning, but imagine like best running shoes. As you see here, all of a sudden, this is how my ad will look like. Imagine that like Nike 2020. So I'm just creating what is gonna be the ad about, what is gonna be the text in the ad. The thing is that the keywords that I chose in the previous step should be related to the ad itself. It has to be coherent. Otherwise, Google will not suggest your ad at the top of the ads results. Here, I will put the description about like how cool are my running shoes and whatever. So once I save and continue, I will be, well, let me just put in random text. So you will see that that's how the ads look like. And it's like, congratulations, your campaign is ready. So if I click here, my campaign will be running by 10 euros per day for those keywords in Bahrain for these languages, Arabic and English. I didn't set up an end date, and my goal was website traffic. So that's the summary of my ad. But as you saw, it's just a few minutes. You just have to know what you want to advertise, set up the landing page. I just put it Nike.com, but you should, for a Google Ads campaign, you should choose a specific landing page. So it should be like Nike.com/product/running shoes/gray item or whatever. So that's how Google Ads look like. I hope you enjoy it. What I would like to do is, well, there's another Kahoot session. So I would invite Marian to run it.
So as I said earlier, this session also has 8 questions. So your first question is on the screen, an example of B2B services offered by Google which gains advertising through hosted videos.
Remember, it's for videos.
Okay, I believe that was a bit tough one because only 5 of you got it right. It was YouTube brand channel.
It was a bit tricky.
And Mr. Ahmed Motaz is on top, following by Ms. Michelle, then Sharmita, and Adil and Murad. So your question number 2 is, the main outcome that is required from a publisher's website is? So the correct answer was B, to increase engagement with the audience, and 13 of you got it right, means that's like a majority of you got it right. So we have Miss Michelle now leading. So the main focus of the BBC website is in which category? The majority of you got it right, 21 of you got it right. So the answer was media or publishing. So we have Mr. Umair Aslam on top. So your question number 4 is, what is the best way to increase time that a visitor would like to spend on your website? The correct answer was C, have interactive materials on website like quizzes, photos, or videos. So we have Sarah now leading. So this is your 5th question. The form of advertisement delivered on social platforms and social gaming websites and apps across all device types is? So we have, again, majority of you got it right. That type is actually social media marketing. So we have, again, Mr. Ahmed Motaz on top. How is site traffic useful in evaluating marketing? Only 9 of you got it right. The answer was actually C, ads can send receivers to a specific landing page which can be tracked. So we have now Divya leading. So 2 more questions to go. So this is your 7th question. Fees paid by advertisers to companies that refer potential customers or customer information. Okay, so majority of you went with B, that was source, but actually that's lead generation, and I was guessing the same thing. So a point on me as well. So now again, Miss Sarah is leading. So I believe it's shifting like back and forth. So this will be your last question, which will determine the winners. So which of the following is not a major consideration when using internet advertising to increase brand awareness? So the correct answer was actually C, that is interactivity, and only 2 of you got it right. So I believe that was toughest. So we have on 3rd, Ms. Divya, on 2nd, Weil, and we have on 1st, Sarah.
Congrats. Of course, you shouldn't know all of the answers of these questions. That's why we are opening this short class to know what you know and what you don't know, actually, in order to get better knowledge into digital marketing. So you don't have to be worried if you don't know all the answers. That's why we are here. Let me go on with the last two, let's say, modules of the class of today. What I would like to see is I would like to review what is SEO. Some of you previously asked, like, what is SEO, search engine optimization? So we are gonna briefly see what is SEO, and what we are gonna see at the end is what is CRO, conversion rate optimization. But first of all, let's check what is SEO. So SEO stands for, as I say, search engine optimization. What does it mean? It's getting, let's say, free traffic. I say free like this because you have to invest a bit of time, no, in generating some content and in order to do some techniques that I'm going to explain you right away. But you have to invest a bit of time. So you are getting free traffic because you are not paying for advertising, but in the end you have to invest a bit of time. That in the end it's a bit tricky because time is also money, so it's not totally free, but at least it's not paying to Google or to Yahoo or to Bing. It's something that you do your own. So that's SEO, and that's the difference, like the difference between SEO and SEM. What we saw before, it was SEM, the pay-per-click or Google Ads, that was SEM. Now it's SEO. So that means that we should choose one or the other? No, we could do and we should do both techniques, doing SEM or paid results and get also organic results, or working in SEO. So this is a Google result page example. So at the top of the page, you see advertising results. That's what you get thanks to SEM, pay-per-click, Google Ads. And at the bottom is that organic traffic or free traffic. That's what we get thanks to SEO. So you might be asking yourself, like, how can my business be at the top of the organic results? So you get there by doing SEO. So what is doing SEO and how can we achieve to that top positions? In order to know that, first of all, we should talk a bit about keywords and searches. Why? Because what we want to be appearing in this Google result page at the top is by certain keywords, right? If you are in the pharmaceutical industry, you don't want your website to be appear when people are looking for ice cream, like let's say chocolate ice cream recipes, no? You want to be appearing when people are looking for or searching for pharmaceutical stuff. So the keywords and the searches should be related. So your SEO should be focused on certain keywords, those keywords that are related to your business. So keywords in the SEO world is not just, when I say a keyword, like one keyword in SEO, is not just one word. It could be a few words. For example, shoes is one word. It could be a keyword. Imagine that I would want to be appearing with a keyword shoes when people are searching for shoes. So that's one keyword. But if I want to be appearing with the running shoes for women at summer, that is also one keyword in SEO. The point is that in SEO, we talk about keywords with long tail. Maybe you've heard about this term. Keywords that are one word phrase, like for example, shoes, that of course, you know, there are so many companies trying to fight for the shoes space in the Google result page. But if we are talking about red Nike men's running shoes, that's a really, really a specific search. Of course, there will have, you know, for that specific keyword, there will be less people searching for that specific keyword. But if you are positioning really well, thanks to SEO, that specific keyword, the chances to be at the top of SEO are higher. So again, generic keywords like hotels or cars or whatever, like ice creams, that are really, really generic, the competition to be at the top in the organic result space in the Google page, the competition is much higher. So, okay, you would like to be there, but it's really difficult because at that position could be even Wikipedia or so. But what you would like to do is also trying to work for really specific keywords, and that's what is called long tail keywords, okay? Because they are really, really specific. So in the example of the hotel, it could be like swimming hotel, like a hotel with a swimming pool close to the beach. So that's one really specific keyword, one keyword with a long tail. So that's to differentiate, like generic keywords, really tough to get a position there. Long tail keywords or specific keywords are easier to work. So if you work with a lot of specific keywords, you will be having chances of getting a lot of traffic. So you have to check what is your strategy in SEO. So by check in the Google, well, let me go really fast here. If you remember, let me share my screen again. If you remember, we have the Google Ads platform, right? There is a tool here that is called Keyword Planner over here. So with Keyword Planner, Google help us to identify which are the keywords with more searches. So of course you would like to be appearing with searches that are really high. For example, in our example of shoes, I would like just to check how many searches are in English in Bahrain about shoes. Okay, let me take out. So I'm telling Google, okay, give me an idea of which are the keywords related to shoes that are being searched the most. So in just a couple of minutes, with this keyword tool, Google is telling me how many average monthly searches are in Bahrain in English about shoes that are 590. But it also tells me like how many people are searching for example, Nike shoes or Air Force One. Well, I don't know why Air Force One came here. There might be a shoes that is named that way. But there are, you know, you can see all of a sudden which are the keywords that are being searched in Bahrain in English related to shoes. I can actually rank them by number of monthly searches. And we can find a lot of interesting information here. For example, Jordans. There are so many people looking for Jordans. So imagine that you have an e-commerce that sells different kind of shoes. So there are a lot of people searching for Jordans, actually with a low competition. So not many companies are being working with these keywords of Jordan. So the good point is this is like a quick and agile market research, because you know what people are searching for. So by doing that, you know what is the interest in people about this industry in your country. So really, really easy tool, quick tool in order to do market research and in order to understand which are the keywords that you should use in your website. So let me again go on with my slides. Once you identify which are the keywords that you want to play around, what you should do? Okay, there's so many things to do. So Google's algorithm is a secret thing, but there are a few known subjects related to the Google algorithm. So once you identify the right keywords to fight, what you should do is, for example, there's a few tips here, like use that keyword, for example, Jordans. We saw that Jordans is a keyword that we could use in our header. What does it mean? That my header could be top 10 Jordans shoes for this summer. So that's the header of my landing page. So that is telling Google, like, this page is about Jordans keyword, also about other keywords, but Jordans is taking place over there. So Google will give me some points, to say it in a way, in the organic traffic result page. We could also put that keyword in the meta description. That's a more technical thing, but easy to implement. Also in the meta title, within the content, for example, you know, it's not just putting the Jordans keyword at the top, but also to write about Jordan's content within that page, within that specific page. If my title it's top 10 Jordan's shoes for this summer, within the content I should talk about Jordan shoes, right? Like the different colors or the different materials or whatever. But try to avoid to write the same keyword like 1,000 times. It should be natural. Google understands natural language. So don't try to overuse the keyword, the Jordan's keywords in this example. Try to do it nicely, because Google will understand that you could be spammy or not. So try to do it nicely in order to get organic result pages. And it's not about keywords, because keywords work for a discipline of SEO, that is SEO on page, but there are also two other types of SEO. The off page, we saw the on page because it's all about the keywords, but there is also off page SEO and technical SEO. I will not go into detail, but off page SEO is how to get links from other pages, from other websites, for example, from a magazine or from a newspaper, from a blog site, you know, other people that are linking or are talking about your website, and they are putting links in their websites to your website. That's helping Google to understand that your website is relevant. So it will push your website at the top of the Google result page. So that's off-page SEO. And technical SEO is super technical. So that's about to know a bit about coding and so on. But just to let you know that there's also another discipline in SEO that is about coding that could help you to get to be at the top in the Google result page. So that's SEO. Let's have another quick Kahoot.
Okay, so I'll just start.
Super.
We have 6 questions. I already explained to that. So your first question out of 6 is, what is the full form of SEO?
I hope this one you get it right.
So the correct answer is search engine optimization. Majority of you got it right. So we have Miss Divya on top. Your question number 2 is, which of the following are types of SEO? So the correct answer is actually D, on-page and off-page SEO. So we have Mr. Nairobi on top, followed by Ms. Michelle. So your question number 3 is a model in which advertisers bid on keywords relevant to their target market with paid search engine listings. The majority of you got it right. The answer was pay-per-click. We have the same person leading, Mr. Nairobi. Proceeding with your 4th question is a method of marketing by electronic mail wherein the recipient of the message has consented to receive it is called. So the answer was C, permission-based email marketing, out of which majority of you got it right, actually. So we have the same person leading. So we have only 2 more questions left. So your question number 5 is, which of these is not an issue that marketers need to consider when using digital resources for marketing activities?
As you see, there are questions that are really and directly related to what we just saw, but there are also like wider digital marketing questions for you to know. Yeah.
We're having a tie between B and D, but the correct answer is actually B, disclosure. So again, the same person is leading. So this will be your last question. Dash occurs when a website's content is improved to maximize its listing in organic search engine results using keywords.
Let's see if Nairobi is still at the top of the podium or there is a new winner for this Kahoot.
Majority of you got it right. 13 of you got it right. It was site optimization. Now proceed with the results. So we have on 3rd, Mr. Amir. Mr. Weil is on 2nd. And we have Mr. Nairobi on 1st. Congratulations.
Ooh, nice. Really nice. Well, let's see our last part of this class that is related to CRO. how to improve your conversion rate optimization. What do we mean by that? How long do we have? We have 7 minutes in order to check what is CRO. So as we saw in the sales funnel, what we want to do in digital marketing is attracting users to our website in order to convert them and then go on with the sales process of close and delight them or nurturing them. But we are going to focus in this converting step. That's why we call CRO conversion rate optimization. That in the end, what we want is that once we get traffic, thanks to, for example, SEO, or thanks to Google Ads campaigns, once we get traffic to our website, what we want is to convert this traffic into customers, into people that are registering to an event or to a webinar or whatever. So how do we calculate the CRO? It's a simple maths formula that is from all the visitors of one page, then how many are registering into your platform, or how many fill up a form, or how many sign up to an event. It depends on what is the goal of that specific landing page. You know, within a website, you could have a contact page. So the CRO of that page is like how many people are filling up the form of contacting you. Or if you have, again, an event landing page, is like how many people are registering to that event. So depending on the goal of that specific landing page, how you calculate the CRO is different. So let me show you different methodologies and techniques in order to understand what to do. So there's, for example, this Hotjar platform that helps you identify what is the heat map, or what is those places within your website where the people are clicking, so you can understand, okay, this section is working, or this other section is not working, or there are a lot of people clicking in this image, but this image is not clickable at all. So what you do is like, okay, let's do this image clickable from now on. So by the heat maps, what we do is getting some insights about what to do in order to improve that goal that we want for that landing page. Thanks to Hotjar as well, what we get is what you are seeing right now in these slides. Is like Hotjar gives you recordings of what single users, like each specific user, is doing in your website. So you will see how the mouse is moving around the page. So by checking, for example, 50 recordings or 70 recordings, you might have an idea of what people are doing in your website, or why are they stuck at some point. Imagine that you have a 5 steps process in order to buy a product, but you identify that at the 3rd step of the process, everyone leaves your page. So by checking recordings, you might understand what's going on there. So some tactics to apply. For example, if the goal of my landing page is to sell more, to make people buy more, we should take into consideration that there are different payment methods, not just credit card options, but nowadays we have, for example, Apple Pay or Google Pay or PayPal Pay. So by including new payment methods to your websites, you could get a higher CRO, so a higher rate optimization. So of course, less clicks, but in the pitfalls, we have transaction cost. Of course, if you want to add PayPal as a payment method, you have to pay a bit of transaction cost to PayPal. You should include and you should play nicely with your CTAs or click to actions. In your landing pages, in your websites, what you have to do is try to know which are the right CTAs to include in order to make people to click, to download that brochure, to register there, or just to move forward in the buying process. So CTAs are a key tool in order to increase your conversion rate optimization. Another technique is by increasing your CRO is generate some kind of urgency. You know, when you say people like buy before 12, they just a few items in stock or whatever, you are generating urgency. As we said before, people are multitasking. So at the same time they are in your website with the mobile device, they might be checking what's going on TV, or they might be having their laptop by them. So we have to generate urgency, because otherwise we might lose the attention of the user. So try to generate some urgency there. Also, if you have extra costs, don't try to hide it until the end, because that's going to generate a really poor user experience, and the users might see your website and your business as a non-transparent business. So if you have an extra cost, a delivery cost or whatever, try to say it at the beginning, because if the user is willing to pay, they will do it. If they are not willing to pay for an extra cost, if they get at the end of the process, they might get a bit confused and annoyed about your business. What else? FAQs. FAQs is frequent asked questions. That's a nice sections to have in your website, because if there are some doubts for the user, you know, before buying or before contacting you or before filling up a form or before registering to a webinar, if you solve the frequent questions in advance, you might be seeing a higher rate of optimization. So please take that into account, having an FAQ section. And of course, page speed. The faster your website, the higher the conversion rate. That's demonstrated. Even Amazon made a study like how much money they are winning or losing, you know, if their Amazon website is running slower or faster. So please take that into account. For that, you might need some IT people or technicians, but that's really important to take into consideration. And just to close up this session, let me go through a checklist of how to generate trust in order to make your landing page to convert at a higher rate. Show testimonials. That's something that helps the user to go for your business, to go for your products or services. That helps. So show testimonials. Show reviews. If that's something that you are, you know, people are really they are really used to see reviews of products. So try to show reviews in order to generate trust. If you have refund, try to make it clear so people know that money back is guaranteed. So you are generating trust, and you will be generating a higher conversion rate optimization. Make your return policy, if you have it, really transparent, because that generates trust again, and it will help the user to make what you want the user to do. Of course, make a visible contact info. Show badges and logos. If you are in a B2B company, showing logos from other clients helps you to show that your company is trusted by other clients. So for a potential client, it's a really good, it's really nice to know. So that new client could trust you and could you could get a higher conversion rate optimization. And if you are selling online, of course, try to add these secure payment badges, so user feel that your website is safe in order to do online payments.
Yes, I have a poll actually, and then we're going to proceed with open discussion where you can raise your hand or write it down, and we'll be actually happy to answer. So this will be your last poll. I'll just launch it. So you can see the question is, what is the area that you would like to improve knowledge from what we have seen today? So this is like a multiple choice question answers. So either you can write it down in the chat box or you can select an option and do your poll. So the options are online advertising, SEO, CRO, or overall digital marketing. We're going to take 1 more minute before ending the poll. All right, I believe we're going to end it to just see the results and everything. All right, so as you can see, I'm sharing the results. The majority of you went with overall digital marketing, like 54%, whereas online advertising and SEO are actually both in the mutual 27%, and no one selected CRO.
So we'll take that into account, Marian, right? For maybe we can extend this for a bigger course for you to understand more about an overall overview of digital marketing. So let's go on for the questions. Really looking forward to them.
All right, so I'm going to read out the questions which I already noted from the students, and then for those of you who would like to ask more questions, or you're free to actually raise your hand and communicate as well. So we was having one question from Mr. Serge. He was asking that the first Kahoot question was regarding the pop-up ads. So he wanted a brief clarification on that one. So I believe the question was the pop-up advertisement are a type of interruption advertisement. So he just needed like a more brief explanation on that one.
Cool. That was a bit of a tricky question because, of course, and you are right, and that's a really good question why you asked yourself about this question, because it could be intrusive and not intrusive, a pop-up. Of course, if you are navigating in a certain website and all of a sudden you see a non-relevant pop-up, it's totally intrusive because it's like, okay, you are, I didn't want to see that pop-up. But there are certain pop-ups that if you work with them nicely, they are non-intrusive at all. For example, there could be a pop-up that are being launched once the user has clicked in a certain button, or it has gone to a certain space of the website. So again, that was a tricky question. So if you are wondering if it's non-intrusive or intrusive, you are right, because it could be both of them, but that's the reason. If it's not relevant at all, it's intrusive. If it's relevant because it pop up right when the user is seeing content in this pop-up that is relevant to it, that's non-intrusive.
All right, so we have one question again from Kahoot that Mr. Ahmed is asking, please clarify a false answer in Kahoot. Question was, pull-up strategy is interactive, or that was, I believe I don't really remember the full question. But it was regarding the pull-up strategy. Is it interactive or?
I don't remember either, but we can get that question by email if you are fine, Mariam, so we can clarify it by email afterwards.
Sure, I have the question. I'll just clarify by email, or we can have it discussion with our next session. What are, Mr. Wild is asking, what benefits are in landing page provided compared to Google Ads?
Say again?
What are the benefits in landing page provided compared to Google Ads?
Okay, so Google, for doing a Google Ads campaign, you need a landing page. So Google Ad Campaigns is that advertising method of being shown to those users that are searching anything related to certain keywords or certain interests. But once they click in the ad, once they click in this Google Ads campaign, they will be redirected somewhere. So where you want them to redirect is to a landing page. So you need both of them. You need Google Ads in order to get attention from users, but once they click, they will go to a landing page. So you need both working areas, those methodologies. Yeah.
We have again from Mr. Ahmed. He is writing, what is the difference and definition of organic result and paid result?
Cool, nice question. I'll do it fast here. Imagine that I'm in Google, right? Once I'm looking for hotel in Barcelona, the Google results page, this is the Google result page. So what I'm seeing here is, well, some results about like Google Maps, information, and also let me go through a different example, because the hotels industry, it behaves really totally different. But we were talking about running shoes all this class, right? So running shoes. What we see here are, as you can see, there are sponsored links. So all these results are advertising results or paid results. So there are companies like this one is Price Search whatever, this one is Red Brain. So those are companies that are paying to be positioned over here by the keywords running shoes. There's another company here. As you can see, this is an ad. So this is an ad result or a paid result. On running.com is paying for that specific keyword for running shoes. There are some local results, but then as you see here, this is organic. This is where the organic results starts. So this website, runnersworld.com, this website is not paying to Google to appear here at the top. So this company is getting organic traffic. So this is an organic result. So that's the main difference between paid results or paid traffic and organic traffic.
All right, so we have one more question from Mr. Weil. In average, can you give us examples about how much it costs approximately to launch a website, including what we have learned today?
Okay, tricky question because, well, a website, if you want to build an entire website, it depends on the business, like what you want to publish, what is the content that you want to publish about that website. But if you are talking about the cost, it's something that you could do your own. I'm not gonna say for free, because once you open a website, you need to buy a domain that is around $10 a year. So it's really, really cheap. You need also hosting. Hosting is like, let's say, like a space in the cloud for that website to be hosted. That could be around $200 a year. It could be more, it could be less, but just to give you an idea. And you can also use, we have the domain, we have the hosting, but now we have to build the website itself. We could be using WordPress, that is totally for free. we could be using WordPress.com, that is kind of another service of WordPress, that by around $10 a month, you could be having some services to host, for domain, for editing your content. So to summarize, a website could be costing $1 million, or it could be costing you just $300 a year. So it really depends on what you want to do. But if you are asking me, okay, just specifically of what you see in the class of today by using Instapage and by doing Google Ads, I would say Instapage is $150 a month, I believe, if I remember well. So you can be just by 150 having these landing pages running. And then the Google Ads are depending, if you want to fight for the keywords hotel in Barcelona, that's a super expensive keyword. If you want to fight for the keywords black notebooks, with leather covers, that's gonna be cheaper. So that depends on what's your business about. So the question is really, really open. I would be willing to giving you answers in more detail in future classes, because that's a really wide question, but it's really good one at the same time.
Okay, so Mr. Amir is asking, when can I use Google search and when can I use Google optimization?
Okay, that's also a good question. And the answer is, like, if you need really fast results, you should go for Google Ads. What I mean is, like, if you have a coming event, or if you are about to run a new product that is gonna be in the stores in 2 days, you should go for Google Ads. Why? Because once you pay, you could be there. But the search engine optimization work, for getting organic traffic, is not instantly, it's not getting results instantly. It could take you a few weeks or even months together. It's not that easy as, okay, just by doing SEO for a couple of days, I'm gonna get in the first page of Google. That take a bit of time. So it depends on your urgency, in the business goals or urgency. So that would be the answer.
We have, I believe this will be our last question, but do let us know if you have any more. Mr. Amir was asking that from the slide you were explaining that what is SEM and PPC?
Yeah, in the end, is different authors name online advertising in different ways. So SEM is search engine marketing. So it's how to do online advertising, how to do marketing thanks to online advertising, what we saw about Google Ads. But there are other authors that also name it PPC. So in the end, it's the same. But I just wanted to point out the two terms because, again, some of them call them SEM, and some of them call it PPC, pay per click. Because as we saw in the example that I just showed you about running shoes, if I click in that ad, that company is gonna pay for that click. It might be 70 cents, or it could be $1.5. It depends on what is the competition for that specific keyword. So Google calculated in real time. If there are a lot of companies betting for that specific keyword, the price will be higher. If not, it will be cheaper.
All right, I believe that was the last question. I would like to thank you, Professor Alberto, for your great efforts. The class was very interactive. I hope that everyone enjoyed the session. And I would also like to thank everyone for attending. I hope you had a wonderful learning experience with us. Hopefully going to be seeing you, everyone, in the next session. That will be, I believe, on 19th. Yeah, coming 19th. The timing will be same at 9 p.m. We will be covering some more details, and I believe one of Mer will also be joining us to give us like a brief description. But yeah, Professor Alberto will also be there for the great more techniques coming ahead. So stay tuned for that one. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing in the next session. Bye bye. Thank you. Have a great evening ahead.
Bye.